So, hmm, you guys have all heard it and seen all the craziness up to this point. And it is indeed something to talk about. Um, hmm. A women's day cookout party turns into a bloody tragedy. You have a local motorcycle club trying to improve the community, do what it can to um, make sure to spread goodwill. When motorcycle clubs do that, we never talk about it. It doesn't make the news. But motorcycle clubs are involved in community engagement, and try to uplift and uphold the community. And here, a motorcycle club is the Outcast Motorcycle Club, to be precise, is trying to do its thing. And in comes a hit squad from out of town. Classic 1970s biker club. The Sheriff Richard Roundtree. Shaft, can you dig it? Man, every time I hear that name, I think of that. But the sheriff has been quite succinct in his accusations based on the evidence that he has obtained. So, we know a little bit about what happened. Maybe we need to know a little bit about why. We're going to get into it after this brief introduction. I will be right back. Stay with us. Swoosh, swoosh. I can't seem to get my swooshing right, but we're working on it. I'm just so glad to have a swoosh. I've been like wanting a swoosh my whole life, and so now I got one, and I can't even operate the damn swoosh board. Swoosh. Nike ain't the only one with a swoosh, and neither is the news channel. I got one too. I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button, if you will. And let the good folks that you know that we're out here. We appreciate it. We see you Vegas Profiles stories. Appreciate you being on here. As with everyone that is on every single day. Thank you guys so much for being here. Life's Resurrection Project. You guys need to go see some of these YouTube channels that come and visit. They are really cool, man. I see my club brothers on. Thank you guys so much. So I get a lot of phone calls when this kind of stuff happens, and I get calls from some of the people that matter. I have to be able to remember what I can say and can't say, um, so as to report properly, but not say things I shouldn't say, and because we be trying not to to anger people and make people mad and stuff, and it's hard to do when you be speaking the truth. You just gotta let it fly. So I'm just gonna already say, one, there'll probably be some hurt feelings. It's not personal, but it's hard to say it's not personal. If it hurts your feelings, then it is personal to you. But I'm not trying to affix any blame. I'll let the police department do that. They're the ones throwing the charges. Two is this is probably going to be part news and part Black Dragon from Black Dragon Biker TV. I've been doing this 35 years in terms of motorcycle clubs, and I have my opinions. If you don't like it, turn the channel off. If it ain't you, then I ain't talking about you. But sometimes a hit dog will holler. So it's going to be about 40 minutes long, maybe an hour. If you ain't got no time, come back. I'll be playing it again this evening, and I'm going to set it to play back to back to back to back. So I'll make it play it like 5 times over this evening, so you can see it again. And it's going to look like it's 2 hours and 40 minutes long, but actually it's not. It's just playing back. So let me just tell you those things out front. Be prepared to sit a while. I don't care if I take too long to get to the story. Everybody else is covering it, so you can go get the short version somewhere else. Which we don't want you to do that, but you can. And I'm gonna talk about it from a perspective of somebody that's been on the biker set, and particularly the black biker set for many years. Some of the information I have from sources, we won't be revealing the sources, but they're credible from some of the people that know. So let's talk about what I've learned. Some of it is verified, some of it is not. So I trust the sources. You can do some of your own verification. If you know, you know. If you don't, go find out. So let's talk about the Outcast, Georgia. Badass club. Really badass club. When I first got into this stuff, like, people hadn't heard of black 1% motorcycle clubs. And I only got into this in about 2016. Did my YouTube channel start? I think July 2016. And I had people all over the country talking about what is a black 1%er? Like they didn't know. And it's not as bad now, but I remember Uncle Shaggy telling me he didn't even know the first time he saw a black 1%er, the guy was wearing a shirt with a 1%er diamond on it, and he ran up to the guy and said, do you know what the hell you're wearing? And the guy looked at him like, well, you're damn right I do. I believe that person was an outcast. So, Outcast Motorcycle Club is an all black, 100%. You can't be in it if you're black, if you're not black. African American male. I'm sure black Puerto Ricans and stuff. I don't know that, but I would imagine if you have this melanin, uh, you can begin to prospect and probate. I don't know whether they have prospects or probates or both. Um, different clubs do that differently. But if you got to be black, that's the first thing. Black attacker, black blah 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 black blah blah black. You got to be blah 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 black to be in. And I dig that. I really dig that because there are so many clubs where you got to be white to get in. That only take white people. I'm fine with that because we got some that only take black people. And I'm really cool with that. My club takes all colors and shapes and sizes, but I'm proud to have an all black diamond club out there representing in the way that diamonds do. But because they're diamonds, and they get involved in diamond stuff, they get this gang thing thrown on them like everybody else. Gang. So down there in Augusta, they have been working hard not to have this thing on them. Working real hard. And you're going to see in this video I'm going to show you, you're going to see somebody say, is the Outcast considered a gang? And I want you to wait till you hear the response. So they were at one of the things that they were trying to do is have a Women's Day party. I get my notes here. They were trying to have a Women's Day party. And this was for women in the community, a cookout. And this was for women in the community, and it was free. All you could eat, all you can drink. I've been at the Outcast when they throw them kind of things. Back before I got on my diet, which I'm down to 238 right now. Man, boobs are going away. I'm almost not ashamed to show them. See, when they come down like this, this looks like a, got to sit up. Yeah, these are going away. They won't be here long. Be getting rid of my bra soon. I've been to their parties. Back when I used to eat like that. Bro, they lay it out. So they were having this day party, and the Thug Riders. Who are the Thug Riders? Well, I get so sick of this. They pick their name, but I get so sick, especially when the racists come on. Well, Thug says it all. Well, actually, Thug, when they started, for the uninformed, stood for today's heroes unifying generations. Kind of like the N-word. They took it and embraced it. You want to call us thugs and criminals? So they made an acronym behind Thug. Today's heroes unifying generations. Now, this was before they became a 1% club. I don't know what Thug means to them now, but I would imagine to them it probably means the same thing. They're about a 20-year-old club. And I believe they became 1%ers, I don't know, maybe 7, 10 years ago. I don't know if it's been 12 or 13. But they started up north, like New Jersey, New York area. And they have enjoyed expansion. So the sheriff says that they decided to come on down and attack that Women's Day party, the Outcast Motorcycle Club. And there were women there, young people were there, young women. And this was a horrible thing to have happen. The optics blow. So we're going to go to the video we've set the stage. Here they are partying at their party, and down the street, the wrong way, comes the Thug Riders on their motorcycles, and they back in and demand a parlay, I'm told. We're going to go to the video right now. You guys bring up that screen for me if you would. Appreciate that. We're going to go to the video, and we're going to spend about 20 minutes with the new Shaft. I know he's heard this his whole life. So, it's like when your last name is Bunch and people are bunch of, you're like, oh my God, you? So I'm sure that he's been ribbed on this quite a lifetime. But, we're going to listen to him. I think about maybe 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes of him. And I'm not going to play the beginning because we know the premise. We know that these guys were there. We know there was 105 rounds shot. We know 12 people were arrested. We know 2 people died. We're going to talk a little bit about one of the people who died. We know that there were all kinds of guns found in the clubhouse and around the area. We know 105 casings. I don't know, 105. Damn. Is that 10 people shooting 10 times, one person shooting 5 times? Like, producers, what kind of math is that? Like, 105 rounds. If you've ever been in a firefight, which many of you military folks have, man, something like that can happen in seconds, and it feels like time just slows down. It feels like 2 hours. And really, it's only like, 1 minute, 30 seconds. But we know all these things happen. We know 12 people arrested, 4 people went to the hospital, 1 person's been released, 4 outcasts were arrested from out of town. The rest were, I would assume, Thug Riders. So this is what we know. So that's all in the front of this video. What we're going to talk about, I think, the most important part is the back of the video. We're going to hear the sheriff's assessment. Now, you can go watch this whole thing on 1226. It's also on Facebook. It's also on the Augusta Police Department's place. And I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to go see the whole thing. But let's listen to Sheriff Roundtree as he speaks. And no, I'm not going to just let him speak without interrupting. I'm going to have some things to say. So before you get started, let it play. Go watch it somewhere else, and let it play the whole way. I'm be talking here too. All right, so here we go. Let's bring that on. Action.
You described the carnage on the scene. Are you aware of a video making the rounds after the shooting had taken place involving an emergency?
So he starts by talking about the poor individual, and God bless his family, that individual's family. One of the deceased people, there were 2. One of the deceased people was actually run over by the ambulance. And it was live on Facebook, I'm told. And I'm told that the person's body received incredible damage. So they might have to have a closed funeral. And so he's going to address that, and it's just a horrific tragedy upon a bunch of tragedies. So we'll let that play.
Vehicle and what appeared to be a deceased body.
I am.
Do you have any comments on that?
I was actually present. It was an unfortunate accident. The fire personnel was on scene. The victims had already been pronounced deceased. He was clearing the area to get his car out so emergency vehicles could come in, and did not see the individual as he was coming off his path. He had rushed to the scene, parked his vehicle to enter aid. Unfortunately, those victims were deceased, and unfortunately, he did not see the individual when his car struck one of the deceased persons. We completed an accident report in reference to that, documented that scene, make sure his well-being was okay, his emotional well-being. But it was a freak accident. I know how the internet makes it seem horrific, but it was an accident, and I feel emotionally for their fire personnel, what they're going through. But it was just an unfortunate accident.
Is there an investigation underway on that incident, on that accident?
We did a traffic accident report. Yes, that'll be made available when it's complete. So we did bring in the traffic unit to come in and document our crime scene, document exactly what happened. We got a statement, and like I said, we were there when it happened, so it was not a mystery. Like I said, it just looked horrific, and as you know, at the internet, their reporters are quite animated when they report scenes. So it was just an unfortunate incident.
Sheriff, moving forward, how will your office identify local motorcycle gangs, large groups of motorcycles gathering, knowing that not every motorcycle group is a gang, but how will you police that moving forward?
The same way we've been doing it. Like I said, we keep intelligence files on any individual or groups that we feel are a threat.
Did you hear that? We keep intelligence files on any group that we feel is a threat. Learn some things from what's going on here. You got a motorcycle club in town, and for whatever reason, they feel you are a threat. There is an intelligence file on your MC. Learn some things. Learn. Use this terrible tragedy to learn some things. Does that make sense? So, it was an interesting thing. We know not all motorcycle clubs are gangs. So, he's going to say something real interesting here. Let's check it out.
That's why we have an intelligence division. That's why we have a gang unit. And they apprise us of any individual or group that may pose a threat. Again, in this case, these individuals were not from Augusta. They would not been on our radar.
So that's what makes this like real motorcycle clubs that deal in this kind of thing. They know there's intelligence units, like he said. They know that there are gang units, like he says. So what makes this look so much like a damn hit is that one of the things that they do is they roll people in from out of state so that they can roll them out. The man said they weren't on our radar. Who can predict 11 folks rolling in from out of state to cause, and you're going to hear him say it out of his own mouth, to cause carnage and roll out. That's what makes it look like, well, damn, did they target that damn party? What the hell? Because optics here are absolutely horrible. Go on.
I really don't know how you could prepare for a group of 11 or so individuals coming to your city with intent to do harm, and you have no idea. But locally, we keep track of them, we monitor it. And like you said before, not all groups are gangs. Some do outstanding work. I've seen some do some outstanding work. We're just concerned about the ones who don't, the ones who participate in violence. And we do keep track of that.
So not all groups are gangs, but we're just concerned about the ones that are trouble, the ones that we have intelligence files on. We'll move on.
You know that Didn't know that word. Just hit the cancel button.
Can you say how many,
What's that? What's that, hello?
do you know how many people were shooting?
Do you know how many people were shooting?
Just multiple people firing during this incident?
Yeah, well, I would say with 150 rounds spent, I'm sure it was more than just two individuals. So,
Sure, just for clarity, you mentioned that there was only one local person, but you mentioned that the Outcast Motorcycle Club was in Augusta. Did they all leave town because they knew this was coming, or how many Outcast folks are there?
is not just sitting in Augusta. They have chapters throughout the state. So the members that came here were from other chapters. Just the chapter here was actually hosting a cookout at their headquarters here, but the individuals that came from other chapters, a member of the same motorcycle group, but different chapters.
How many were arrested from Outcast?
I think I said 4.
4?
Sheriff, you've emphasized that.
Now, I'm told that the 4 people that were arrested from Outcast were out-of-towners on their way home. And that they essentially had really not a whole lot to do with what was going on. And we saw in the newscast that I read yesterday, was it yesterday? I think it was, maybe the day before. Yesterday or day before. The newscast that I read, they said because nobody was cooperating, they had to arrest everybody. So it remains to be seen exactly what charges those folks are going to face. It remains to be seen. So remember when I said, don't talk, we all walk, that kind of thought process? But you do know when you don't talk, they're going to try to throw as many charges on you as they can. That storm you have to weather. And that's the scary storm. That's the storm where people start yakking because they come running in with them big old charges. So keep that in mind.
That there's a lot of people involved with this that are not from the Augusta area, but we have had incidents here within the past year at that Chevron on East Boundary, as well as a convenience store down the road. Was there any?
So this is the setup question. This is the question where the media wants to push on the host club itself. We know there's been trouble there before. So kind of watch where this questioning is going, so you can understand, okay, so what they want the chief to do right now is throw the Outcast under the bus, and he has a perfect opportunity to do so. So let's see what his answer is going to be.
Any sort of precautions being taken or going to be taken in terms of flock cameras or patrol cars?
We already have flock cameras in that area. They've been there for a while. That's how we know exactly when the individuals came.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I don't know what a flock camera is. I imagine some brand of camera that sits somewhere that you can't see it. A CCTV or something, if you will. He said we got them all over the place. We don't have to add any more around the Outcast Motorcycle Clubhouse. We got them. That's how we knew when people came and when they left and where they went and who started it and stuff. That's how we know. I keep telling you people over and over and over and over again, but you just don't listen to the damn Black Dragon. These things are everywhere. They exist. There's a better computer on here than the one that landed the lunar lander on the freaking moon. If you believe we went to the moon. Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all don't believe we went to the moon. But if you do, then you understand the processor on here is amazing. These things, man, these things are everywhere. They're everywhere. I got a whole bunch of them. So do y'all. And so does the police department. They're up in the air. They're everywhere. And that's how they know. That's why you can't pull down the street, go shoot up somebody's clubhouse, and ride home. Man, some thinking pieces, please. Leadership in these clubs. You got to calm these young men the hell down. It's not like the 70s where see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. We all sit, nobody talks because they got your license plate on the vehicle reader. There's another way that they know. He's going to talk about some other ways that they know some stuff. Here we go.
As they travel through. Like I said, we've had some problems. We already have flock cameras in that area. They've been there for a while. That's how we know exactly when the individuals came as they travel through.
We've had cameras. They've been there for a while. That's how we know exactly when the individuals came, where they went. What? Come on now.
Like I said, we've had some problems at that gas station. We've addressed those. We've had some problems on East Boundary. We're addressing those too. In no way I see that these incidents are related in any way. This is an isolated incident. Like I say, a group of armed individuals coming to Augusta to inflict carnage in our area. And I'm sure
a group of armed individuals coming to Augusta to inflict carnage on our area. To inflict carnage on our area. To inflict carnage at a women's barbecue. Help me make this make sense.
their goal was to inflict carnage, and then to head back 3 hours to Valdosta or Florida or where they were from.
To come in, inflict carnage, and then head on back on out of town. Sounds like a wrecking crew to me.
And then you talked about the spread of the shellings and the surrounding area and neighborhoods. I believe one of our reporters on scene that Saturday also noticed a car being towed away with bullet holes in it. I'm just curious about extra carnage, whether it be property, vehicles, or just what the scene would have looked like.
Yeah, the car that we towed away was actually involved in the incident, so that was being processed in search warrants too, so they were actually part of the incident.
As a follow-up to a couple of...
So oftentimes what we'll see, so the car was involved in the incident. Oftentimes what you'll see in a situation like that is, and I don't know if this is the case, but a lot of times you'll see, there'll be a van. So, it's hard to do a whole lot from a motorcycle. So a lot of times you'll have the backup in the van. And their job is to, get on down with their bad selves. I don't know if this is the situation, but they said the car was involved. So, you can only assume the worst. Let's move on.
The previous questions, though they were the targets in this case, does the Sheriff's Office designate Outcast as a local chapter of the larger group as a whole as a violent gang?
I haven't had any information on that directly contributed Outcast as a violent gang. Have we had incidents involving Outcast members? Yes. Those are ongoing investigations, and we'll see how they pan out. But again, these individuals here were not from the local chapter.
So let's hear that one again. Let's hear that question again.
Contributed Outcast.
Let me back up a little bit. Here we go.
Process and search warrants too, so they were actually part of the incident.
As a follow-up to a couple of the previous questions, though they were the targets in this case, does the Sheriff's Office designate Outcast as a local chapter of the larger group as a whole as a violent gang?
So here's that part where, the sensationalism part. Here's where the media really does a good job. They're on it, doggone it. And being a person, I guess I'm in the media too. When we get on a vein, we be on that vein. We're going to ask it over and over again. We try to guide you into the questioning to answer the question we want. And he says, so are we designating the Outcast? Do Do you designate them a violent gang? And it's interesting, his answer. It's important because that club, that chapter in that town has been working on building a solid reputation with the community. Hence the Women's Day party. And how they have conducted themselves in the town will come out in his answer right now. Yeah, I can't stand those mofos. Bro, phew, I can't wait till we get them the hell out of here. But was that the answer he gave? Let's hear.
I haven't had any information on that directly contributed Outcast as a violent gang. Have we had incidents involving Outcast members? Yes. Those are ongoing investigations, and we'll see how they pan out. But again, these individuals here were not from the local chapter.
And this is the first time I have ever heard law enforcement say, yeah, we've had some issues with some, and they got their trial date coming. But that doesn't make everybody a quote unquote violent gang. That was monumental in that questioning, if you ask me. That was monumental. That lets you know that if there was a whole bunch of hell going on in that town, boy, that was his time to spill it. Yeah, man. Well, let me tell you what. Last week they did. The week before that, they raped 2 virgins. They robbed a nun 3 weeks before that. They're just a No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. And that's what we want. We want our 1%ers to have that kind of reputation. It looks good for us all because they're the ones in the news the most. Nobody watches me unless I'm talking about them. So, hey, news to the 1%ers out there. Get involved in the community and do good things. And nobody's going to come wash your booty with a white rag. But it's important to have a good reputation in the city. Not spotless, but decent. So that the man prosecuting your ass can say, no, we don't have any information that this is a violent gang. I think that was important. When I heard that, I was like, okay, Roundtree, go on with your that Roundtree is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Yeah. Where's my? Yeah. Is a bad. I forgot I had that button. All right, here we go.
But you know, again, we're not going to discount anything. It makes us take a look at reevaluate. Again, because based on, and you know, I'll be frank, you know, we found weapons inside the clubhouse. So of course, that's going to be part of our investigation too. You know, one, you know, were they there legally, were they illegal? We got to run those. That's why we got ATF running those down. So we're going to actually see exactly what the connection, why the guns were there, were they illegal? And if they were, then we'll actually intensify that investigation and we'll take it where it goes. So that's why I say it may be multiple investigations or arrests that may stem from this incident. Remember, we're just only 2 days into it, but all these are being followed up and assessed.
As you and your personnel are preparing for this to potentially continue into this following week, do you have any advice? Do law-abiding citizens in East Augusta need to stay inside their homes, or, what can people do to protect themselves right now?
Well, it's never going to be my advice for anybody to stay inside their house. We got to continue to live. Again, this is a one-off. This is an incident that we had no knowledge of, that the criminals planned for. We're continually, like I said, I think at the time of the incident, you wouldn't have had more deputies on the street at that time because they were just leaving two of the major events. So when you're talking about police personnel, that's probably was the height of the time when you had most deputies in uniform in cars in Augusta at one time. So, that's not the issue. So no, I'm not going to tell anybody.
So that was smart. I mean, let's just think about it for a minute. I just question the damn leadership in some of these motorcycle clubs. This falls squarely on the sergeant at arms, the war chief. This falls on the war chief. Like, it's kind of unbelievable. You got 20 squad cars 2 blocks away, and this is the day you pick to engage somebody. I don't know. What about a surprise attack or a drive-by? I mean, really, like a full-fledged real frontal of a club that's a stronghold, a clubhouse, a stronghold. You know that they're going to be ready inside of there, don't you? This tactic was incredibly flawed. This was a bad idea. Poor leadership. And these kids, they depend on us to provide proper leadership. And hey, listen, and I know it's tough because the first thing they want to do when somebody lets their ass vote is vote the old guys out so that they can all blind lead the blind and run down the street and screw up the reputation of the club and get themselves killed. We got a problem. You need to put all them people on MC Protocol 101, my channel, or Black Dragon Biker TV, or hell, send them to the proc or to Incom. Incom's got a meeting coming up. You got to train these kids. This stuff that they're doing. Is sophomorish. Let us move on.
Stay inside and not be safe because, remember, we're a large metropolitan area. Unfortunately, crime is going to happen. People want to sit back and pretend that crime is not going to happen, or they say, well, we got a shooting every day. We got 200,000 people, which swells to 350,000 during the day in major events. No other city around here does that. That swell to that capacity where people come here, work and play, and then go back to their own homes. So we potentially, at any time, got to prepare for 350 to 400,000 people, to include a military installation. This is not small town USA. This is not Mayberry County. We are a large metropolis, and unfortunately, when you have a large population and some areas are impoverished more than others, unfortunately, that's where you're going to find your high level of crime. That's just statistically speaking. That's not talking about in a particular neighborhood or whatever, just statistically showing when you have an impoverished neighborhood or impoverished area or low income area, that your crime rate is going to be higher. And that's what we concentrate our efforts on trying to identify those areas and concentrate our patrols to make the people who do live in, unfortunately, in those areas, who good people who live in those areas, to let them know that we are going to be there, that they're going to be safe. So, you know, to further your point, when I was on scene, and at the time, I would say 20 officers were on scene. You could hear gunfire in the background from a few blocks away, where you got the street lit up with police cars. And the individuals felt that they could fire off rounds when you got 20 patrol cars 2 blocks away. And, you know, and I heard that walking the scene. So, you know, that is an incident that, like I said, we're going to continue to patrol. We're going to continue to be out there every day.
In your prepared statement, you seem to indicate that the threat may not be completely over, but people do need to continue to live their lives in East Augusta. Can you clarify that?
Now, I want you guys to listen to this, because this should give you, and the reason I played it this far, I think this is where I wanted it to come. This will give you an idea of the kind of intelligence that's going on here. I believe that's what's going to happen here.
Is there a real threat presently to this area?
Well, like I said, we had actual information that these groups may have been planning a retaliatory.
We have actionable information. These groups may have been planning a retaliatory strike.
We didn't get any, once we made our contact with our partners and stuff, none of that came to fruition where they were actually making a concentrated effort. It may be just a conversation, but again, that information is extremely valuable to have.
It may be just a conversation. How in the hell do the police know your conversations where they were talking about an incident that happened down in Florida, and that their purpose for coming up was to retaliate, come up to Georgia to retaliate for that incident? How could the police know your conversation? We have actionable intelligence, and we were speaking with our other partners, and then they also said, and we also know that they were planning a regional. People were coming in from the regional to retaliate for what just happened in Augusta, and we're looking for that. He's going to say that we're looking for that, and we're watching, and it's like, how the hell? Either somebody's snitching, or somebody's loose lipping and pillow talking, or somebody's running their mouths on them damn cell phones. Like, you don't know these things are recorded. You don't know that if they have like they said, if they have a list of people that they're running intelligence on, and they got cameras all over the place, why wouldn't they have your cell phone conversations? Why wouldn't they? And if they have your cell phone conversations and stuff like that, and they go back and they look over it and, oh, well, hell, we got actionable intelligence that this was a retaliatory hit, retaliation. We've got intelligence. Bro, maybe you guys need to change your mode of communication out there. It might be time to go back to smoke signals, carrier pigeons, or maybe just face-to-face conversation. But we don't motorcycle club like that anymore. We motorcycle club through Facebook chats and WhatsApp. And, oh, some of us think we're safe. We went to Telegram and some other things. Like, they can't crack that stuff. Boy, no, man. WhatsApp says your conversations are encrypted from end to end, except for where WhatsApp says that, except for where Facebook wants to market to you, and then we will step into your conversation to provide you some marketing. Well, if they can step into your conversation to provide you some marketing, they can step into your conversation to put your ass in jail. I'm just saying. But the man says it right here. We've heard conversations. Maybe it was just a conversation. Well, how do you hear just a conversation between two biker brothers? Unless you've got some intelligence seeking ways that these guys haven't thought of. But it's not like, it's not like this hasn't been put out there. It's not like the NSA didn't say back when your boy released all that information in the WikiLeaks and all that we are recording every phone call ever made, and we are recording every text message ever sent. So you're not sending anything in the blind. And this is how they know exactly who did what, when, where, how, and why.
If in fact we know that they are mobilizing and heading to Augusta, that's why our South Carolina partners and our Georgia partners are now on alert.
So the information they have now, they've shared with their South Carolina partners and their Georgia partners. They're now on alert to be watching for y'all's ass.
If they can see a large presence or receive actionable information that lead us
or receive actionable information
that there's a direct threat here in Augusta, we'll be prepared to respond to it. Right now, we were just aware of Saturday, and we are always aware of the potential. But right now, it is not a direct threat to Augusta right now, but the potential is there, and we'd rather be prepared for it and not prepared like we were Saturday.
At this time, you've not been made aware of any mobilization to this
Correct.
area. Thank you.
Sheriff, have you shut down the Outcast headquarters?
Have you shut down the Outcast headquarters? That's an interesting one because again they're pushing to kind of put him on the spot.
At all? Or are they still operational?
No, right now it's a crime scene still. I'm still involved in crime scene. So eventually, like I said, once we process the scene, process the weapons, see exactly how far this goes. Is our information spot on? Like I say, these as we said in the releases that most individuals are not cooperating with law enforcement.
Most individuals are not cooperating with law enforcement.
So a lot of information we're getting that's being inferred by witnesses and things that people have passed on to us. So once we iron that all out, then we will decide exactly what the fate of that club is, how liable they were in the incident, were there warning signs prior to, were there provocations prior to, but all that come in the next few days. It's like I say, it's only been 2 days.
Do you have any information on the health of the victims who were not deceased?
Yes, 4 went to the hospital. 1 has been released and now is at the Charles West Detention Center, and the other 3 are still in the hospital.
Were they expected to have deputies on duty there?
Enjoying the show.
Having a security plan in place at that club?
Not that we know of. At the time we got there, the street was blocked off, but there was no permit authorizing them to block off the street. So that's part of our investigation too. So we know they're having.
So another thing here. Oh heck, I thought I was. Sorry about that. So another thing, no permit. This is something for motorcycle clubs. When we throw our big parties, you gotta think about the permit. And I bring that up because I've seen this happen many times. You throw a big block party and you're having a lot of fun, then something goes wrong, and the first damn thing they use to shut your clubhouse down is you didn't have a permit. So we want to learn some lessons here, and one of those lessons is you're going to throw a big block party, you're going to block off the street, and you might be doing that every single day for every women's cookout you have. But the one day that it goes bad will be the day that they can say, oh, yeah, well, we're going to shut you down for being a public nuisance because you threw that one black party and you didn't have a permit. So I wanted to point that out.
So that's part of our investigation too.
As a lesson.
So we know they're having a cookout. Like I said, they were not authorized to block off the street. So all of that will be looked at as we continue this investigation.
And the funny thing about that is, of all the things that they may have done right or wrong, something that small could be the catalyst for getting your clubhouse shut down. I've seen it time and time again. So remember that if you're out there and you're going to do anything, I can remember one time, one of the 1% clubs here, he threw a party over at the park over there here in Decatur, and I am telling you, it was just some folks showing up at the park, but it turned out to be 1,000, 2,000 people there. And the police officer that was in a different motorcycle club misused his authority and went and shut the whole park down because they didn't have a permit. Oh, since when can you not gather at the park? Well, when it's so many people that they can consider it a public gathering and you didn't buy a permit. That's when. So it was back in the early time here in Georgia, but that cop damn sure did shut down their function because he had the power to do it. I'll never forget that. It was an interesting time here in Georgia. Anyway, I think we're about done with this.
But there was no police presence
So
there.
this was not a bar, this was just a clubhouse?
Correct.
The commission is supposed to adopt this active shooter protocol, the NF.
So the final thing that he says, and this is the part that's kind of sad, that Augusta has become now on the national mass shooter index list. A mass shooting is described as an incident where 4 more people are shot or injured or killed in addition to the gunman. So if the gunman is killed and there are 4 more people that are shot or injured, it's considered a mass shooting event. And one thing that really torques him off is, how can this motorcycle club come up here to our city? We got 20 cops on the street and instigate this carnage, put us on the map as a mass shooting incident place, and then think they can go home and leave. Like he was incensed about that. And he says it over and over and over again, over and over and over again, over and over and over again. Couldn't plan for these people to come out of town and bring this here to our city. This is what we call a crisis. It doesn't look good. It's not a good look. And this is on leadership. This is on leadership. These young people come to us. They come to us from the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, Marines. They come to us from troubled homes. They come to us for adventure. They come to us to prove themselves. They come to us to become men. They look for us to give them the same kind of families they had when they were in the military. Did you know that one of the Thug Riders that died was a military hero? Yeah. The folks that we call gang members. But one was a military hero. 85th Airborne lost a man. He was a sniper. He had 4 or 5 deployments in combat. He was about to celebrate his first anniversary with his wife. His son's birthday is just right around the corner. Just got a promotion on his job. His father, a nuclear submarine veteran like myself, a brother of the Finn, a family who served the United States of America, has to put their young man in a grave. For what? They put these president's patches, sergeant at arms patches, national treasurer, all these I love me patches on. These people follow us like pastors. It's really cult-like. People introduce me to their mother. That's my national. Yeah, I'm just John. That's my national. Mine. It's my national. When I walk down the street, I got bodyguards, prospects, sergeant at arms surrounding me. One time we were at an event, shooting started. I'm reaching for my gun. I find myself on the ground. Prospects all over the top of me. I wasn't even a national president at that time. I had retired. Prospects all over the top of me. Why? Because they believe. They believe. And you got them believing. So God damn it, lead them right. What are we sticking heroes in the ground for? It's time to do an assessment. These are young people. Their minds are easily, they ain't thinking right. Ask a 55-year-old to ride with you up over there to them people's cookout and start some shit. There are some, but not many. But you can ask a 20-year-old something. How do you survive 4 or 5 deployments in combat to die in front of a motorcycle club cookout? Somebody make it make sense to me. Great Scott. So, got 11, 12 people arrested. Thousands of dollars they're going to pay for attorneys. And a motorcycle club that taking a hell of a media beating right now. And a motorcycle club that is going to be looking at a city looking at them like Well, look at these thugs and gangsters over here. They and they were hosting a cookout. You can't even wake up and have a cookout, bro. A woman's party. Looking at all them fine women and things. Oh, look at Sister Teresa over there. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, no. Brother Terry spoke up for her, bro. He can't keep doing that, man. He's every time 4 girls walk in, he points all 4 of them out. He can't have them all. But we can't even have fun. Can't have a Women's Day cookout. Have all the properties over, women in the community, show support, spend a lot of money, feed them, build up the name of our motorcycle club. They go home, hey, honey, those guys, they ain't so bad, like everybody says. Man, I had a good time over there at that 1%er motorcycle club. Honey, those guys are they're all right. No, that's not the story. Huh. I told you not to take your ass over there. Now you see what happened? Bro, you can't. And y'all be like, hey, Black Dragon, y'all, don't make this a racial thing. But I just don't understand. I don't understand. Ah, I'm not gonna go there. I don't want to open up that can. It's too sad. But anyway, let's see here. This is what I would say. Keep up your good works. Keep doing good things in the community. Keep pushing hard to don't let this kind of stuff throw you off, you know? You got to keep doing your work in the community. To the leadership of these motorcycle clubs, we keep reading about. I mean, please tell me that this created a new thoroughway for you to open up financial exports in the Augusta area, such that the club is now benefiting X amount of gross receipts because of such incursion. Therefore, the loss of our brothers' lives, we deeply would like to say that we appreciate that. Our gross national product is now increased 15%. Tell me something like that. Don't tell me that we rolled over someplace and we lost a airborne sniper for no reason at all. We lost a military war hero doing what standing by his brothers. And let me tell you guys something too. I always remember that movie Boys in the Hood, where your bro got to the point where he was supposed to get in a car and go roll off and shoot a bunch of people, and he said, hey, y'all can pull this thing over and let me out right here. Y'all can pull over and let me up let me out right here. Don't find yourself committed to bullshit. The club can be on some bullshit sometimes. And you have to be able to be wise enough to say, I'm not risking my life for that. You leave too many broken-hearted people behind that need you. A son, a wife, a daughter, a grandfather, a grandmother, a niece, an uncle, a sister. It's God Family Job Club. I don't care what anybody says. Think about those people that are going to be depending on that paycheck you're not bringing home no more. When your ass is sitting in prison and your girl's with somebody else. Think about that daughter you're not going to be able to take to the prom. Think about that daughter that just got beat up by her man and daddy ain't there to go whoop his butt because he's got 25 to life somewhere or is pushing up daisies in a grave. That's your first responsibility. As chances are, you'll do something crazy for one of these motorcycle clubs and your own club brother will snitch your ass out. I'm done. Damn, I hope I didn't piss off too many people today. Listen here, man. I'm Black Dragon. I enjoyed having you for this hour. I told you it'd be about an hour. So I'm done now, brothers and sisters out there in the motorcycle club world. Hey, don't forget to read my daily online news magazine, bikerliberty.com, if you don't mind. You can support this channel, $BikerPrez, Prez. That is our Cash App. Or you can hit the super chat button and leave us a donation. We would appreciate it. You can recognize the truth when you hear it, because the truth has a ring of familiarity to it. No matter how left field it comes from, it sounds like something that you've heard before. You know what I mean? My mom used to tell me that. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Like, share. We would really absolutely appreciate it. You can find Black Dragon Biker TV on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, here on YouTube. And I think we're on LinkedIn, and I think we run a live one on Twitch, although it never gets any views. But check us out on Black Dragon Biker TV, on all those places. We're trying to get to 10,000 on TikTok. It'd be nice if you guys can help us there. We're on 82,000 on TikTok. So we're trying to get 10,000 on Instagram. We're 82,000 on TikTok, which means that, like, wow, man, we're almost at 100,000. Order my books, Prospects Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, President's Bible, Public Relations Officer's Bible. This one, you need the Public Relations Officer's Bible for situations like this, when your motorcycle club is in a scenario where you got to deal with the press and the news and all that. I wrote that book for these situations. So it tells you how to have press releases and how to deal with the police and how to deal with talking points and all kinds of stuff you might need if your motorcycle club finds itself in some kind of tragedy. That's what the Public Relations Officer's Bible was written for. Our daily podcast, you can join the Dragon's Lair, LAIR, Motorcycle Chaos, the Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos, wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, that sort of thing. We'd love to see you there. Please join us on the Discord channel. We got a Discord channel. It's run by Lissa, and we would love to have you over there. I come over there live. You guys can talk to me. If you need to talk to me, Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com, Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. I'm easy to get a hold of. You can also call me here in the studio, 404-692-0336, 404-692-0336. Protect your people, man. Protect your people. Treat them like irreplaceable pieces of solid gold. If you do that, you won't lose them. And we want to keep our brothers and sisters alive. We want to keep them around forever. That would be, what we would prefer to do. So you're in charge. They voted for you because they love you. So make it make sense. Make it be real. Make it be worth something. Let's not throw these lives away like these kids are nothing. Damn it, they need us. That's why they're here. They need us. Leaders, they need us. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. You can follow me on Fitbit. JBunchII stands for John Bunch II, JBunchII. And you can follow me on MyFitnessPal, JBunchII. If you want to lose weight with me, we're going to hold ourselves publicly accountable and try to get fit. Fat ass bikers, we're going to try to get fit so we can live a little longer for the people who loved us, who love us. Did I say loved? I meant love. All right. My TikTok is Black Dragon Biker. No, what is my TikTok? Black Dragon Biker TV, all one word. Black Dragon Biker TV. Someone asked, what's my TikTok? Black Dragon Biker TV, all one word. All right. That's it. I'm out. Thank you. Love you all. And we'll see you in a minute when we break out the first breakout bag we're going to be looking at is
Well, let's do yours first.
Yeah, how about you first?
prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.